Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Petey Two Finger here. I'm going to be doing a juice review today. It is a full line of a brand new company called Mod Fuel E-Juice. Now, I first ran into the Mod Fuel folks at the Vape Bash Chicago. This is Vape Bash 4, Vape Bash 2015. Now, my first impressions of the folks at Mod Fuel was they had an excellent presentation. I was there at the Vape Bash on a Friday night, which is like kind of gearing up. The main event is Saturday. That's when they had the steampunk costume contest and a much greater turnout. I should add that really was kind of empty. There wasn't many folks in attendance on Friday evening when I met the folks at Mod Fuel E-Juice. Now, my impression of this business, well, for one, they had informed, excited young people working for them with matching uniforms. The presentation was above exceptional at the Vape Bash. You know, some of these vendors, they got like a card table out, and these guys they're like on their phone, or there'll be a dude like sleeping in front of like a Euro platter, like a bunch of, like, are you gonna eat those fries, or is that an 18650? You know what I mean? Yeah. They gave me a full line of 15 mil. I believe these are available in 15, 30, and I'm not sure what else they have available as of now. You can get more information by merely going to modfueleliquid.com. Excuse me. Now, this is a Max VG line with full flavor. That's kind of what stands out with this juice. Max VG juice that retains a full flavor. They do come in that's a big word, child-proof glass bottles with a safety seal, which is important to me. I like getting my stuff sealed, knowing that it hasn't been tampered with, like, you know, nobody made wee-wee in it or put some PCP in one of the bottles. No. It also has a batch number and a born on date. 414, 415. Yeah, 414, 415. We got childproof sealed glass bottles with the born on date, safety seal, and the batch number. There are also no tank cracker juices in this line, which is kind of important to me. Mod Fuel E-Liquid, their symbol is it's a mod. It is a tube mod that is also kind of a rocket that is blasting off in it with a plume of vapor underneath it, behind a yellow moon backdrop. We got Redstone, Apollo, Javelin, Thorad, and Skylark. Now, the Skylark is a fresh apple infused with delicious berries. Thorad, which that sounds like, isn't there a bone? Like, my Thorad's killing me. That is a sweet, creamy blend of sweet cinnamon sugar. Javelin, tart lemonade inhale bursting with a fruity exhale. Apollo is creamy vanilla custard smothered in caramel. Followed up by the Redstone. Man, I hate that Redstone in Minecraft. That stuff was like, I mean, it must, but couldn't they have made it a little bit easier to implement? Redstone, in this instance, in the real world, is a flavorful burst of vine-ripened watermelon, which I'm guessing that is trying to coerce my thoughts towards the fact that it isn't so much a Jolly Rancher flavored watermelon. It's more of like an authentic, like I'm biting into a delicious piece of actual physical watermelon flavor. So today I have went ahead and loaded up various tank devices. I guess I'm going to take a break. And so the first flavor that I was going to think about trying here is the Redstone. Now, this is their flavorful burst of vine-ripened watermelon. I have this loaded up in a K-Fun Mini 2.1 by Evogo with a 1.5 ohm coil. I'm firing this off of a 1100 or maybe it's 1000 milliamp Ego T battery. I find this tank to be exceptional for flavor, and I'm looking forward to this watermelon because I do enjoy watermelon vapes, although I have found when tinkering with this stuff with DIY, I oftentimes find myself adding a separate ingredient just to make it kick off somehow, that the watermelon flavor it's just kind of one of those flavors that doesn't work so well on its own. Now that's watermelon. This is actually, I would say this is a lot better than the DIY watermelon that I'm vaping right now. It's not necessarily like overly sweet. It's well balanced, and the flavor profile is, again, what I described earlier as being more of an authentic, leaning towards what it says on the paper, vine ripened watermelon, than so much a candied or Jolly Rancher type watermelon experience. The throat hit, obviously there isn't much of a throat hit, which for me, it isn't necessarily a deal breaker. Yeah, that is definitely delicious. Now moving on, I guess next on the list I have the Skylark. Now the Skylark, this is mixed up here. The Skylark is in this tank. This is a brand new EK style that I picked up. Skylark is fresh apple infused with delicious berries. You know, what I'm getting, it's apple with berry, but that flavor combination almost lends, to my imagination, leaning towards a peach flavor. This is a hot vape. This tank, this EK tank, it's very flavorful vape. It's also very hot. I'm not used to that. My latest new kick that I've been on is the Juicy Peach mixed with watermelon, 8%, and the peach is much more predominant. That's the juice that I've been my latest favorite. I guess people call that an ADV. So this is different than that. The apple, I mean, I've tasted a green apple vape that I love, the Jolly Rancher-esque, like Mount Baker Vapor style green apple, or like an apple pie, a more cinnamony, crusty, buttery apple, or red apple flavor. This is a different type of apple flavoring. It's a red apple flavoring. It's more, however they've mixed this or whatever apple they're using, this is more earthy flavoring to me, more like a Red Delicious, like a slightly overripe Red Delicious apple. This is a very tasty juice. I would almost say you could go a little heavier on the, do I want to do that? Do I want to give advice to the, so yeah, what are we moving on to? This is the Apollo. This is creamy vanilla custard smothered in caramel, and I confess I'm not that experienced with custard vapes. A lot of the custards that I've tried, I don't know if it was the custard or another flavor in there that I wasn't crazy about. This tank here, it is a Pro Tank 2 with the adjustable airflow, and I've also added the BVC adapter. So I'm running a Nautilus BVC coil in here, an Atlantis an Aspire coil in here, a BVC. So it's kind of pro tanky, kind of not. It's a BVC coil on a pro tank with the airflow. That is really good. That, yeah, you know what? I think this is the best caramel. Well, I've tried me some caramel. I like caramel vape. I really do. The caramel candy that was like my first favorite, or ADV. But this is, you can really, the custard is there. And it's not as overwhelmingly sweet as the caramel, the Mount Baker caramel candy that I was doing was like. Yeah, that's really good. Apollo, creamy vanilla custard smothered in caramel. The vanilla custard, I guess that's the difference in the custard. Whatever custard I have tried before, it wasn't this, because this is, I can taste it and it's a very pleasant taste. Looking forward to additionally steeping this. I think I'm going to sit on this for a while because I'm aware that custard and tobacco are the flavors that benefit from longer steeping process. So what do we have here? We have the Javelin, which is tart lemonade inhale, bursting with a fruity exhale.
Now,
the fruit that I'm tasting is almost indescribable. It's like I would venture to say this, if I was going to try to figure out what this was, I would say it's a very even part blend of watermelon, the peach, and like maybe a cherry or a berry. Like maybe it's a raspberry or a strawberry, like a mixed fruit sort of a blend in with the lemonade, which the lemonade it's not like a natural sour lemon, it's more of like a Kool-Aid lemon type of flavoring. But again, it's not, I wouldn't say, none of this juice has been chalky or have that overbearing, odd, creamy aftertaste. I also haven't noticed any like perfumey or real artificial. So far, everything it's been really delicious. I would say, with the exception of the Skylark, me not being able to figure out this apple. And that bothering me. It is good. It's not bad. It's just, I'm used to being able to like have a category or a classification, or like I know what flavor that is. I've dabbled a little bit with DIY, so I really like when I can go, oh, that's what they're using, TFA ripe strawberry, what do we have left here?
is that it? Did I try them all?
No, I didn't. We got Thorad. This is a smooth, creamy blend of sweet cinnamon sugar. And
I love cinnamon vapes.
it was a coincidence that I'm trying this last, but I have to be honest, like not necessarily hot cinnamon, and well, this says sweet cinnamon sugar, so I'm guessing this is more of like a pastry. But yeah,
I love cinnamon.
Bakery and fruit stuff are really my flavor profile. I like cereal vapes too. this definitely does not disappoint. It's, again, it's balanced. It's not, I wouldn't consider this to be overbearingly. A lot of the stuff I've gotten before, overdoing flavor shots from Mount Baker, it's like, I guess that was that process of me. I was a heavy smoker, 4 packs a day. So I was cranking my own rolling my own with a crank machine using pipe tobacco for many years. Before that, I was a Marlboro Light 100 smoker. Heavy smoker. So I went through this process of, for about 2 months, I was getting vapor's tongue all the time, where my olfactory would shut down. And I found that I preferred much more potent juice. And like going through that process of quitting, eating dinner, it would be like eating a salad was like a religious experience. It was like, I can taste, like, this lettuce is a green vegetable. I can taste the chlorophyll and the green, the midichlorians healing me. And like, I had an Oreo. It wasn't even an Oreo. It was like a generic, like Aldi brand Oreo. And the flavor, there was like a dark chocolate, musky, like this chalky aftertaste, real rich flavor that I haven't tasted since I was a kid. Since, that first year of cigarettes when I was 16 years old. And it was like, if you're new to vaping and you find yourself watching this video, that is a huge plus, is being able to taste and really enjoy your food. Not to mention the taste of this stuff. I mean, when you find some juice that works for you. And this line, I'm going to go ahead and say a huge thumbs up for the Mod Fuel. I can imagine it might be a slightly different experience, obviously using a dripper tank, which these were designed for. As you notice, I kind of gave it time in between using the devices, as it's max VG. So if you are going to be using this stuff, make sure you know what you're doing a little bit as far as wicking goes. And you don't necessarily want to keep one after the other. Accelerated use is going to end up with a dry hit, unpleasant experience. If I was going to have to rate these, I would probably say the Apollo, and I really liked it. See, this is difficult. All of them are excellent. The Skylark would be the one that I would say it didn't have enough distinguished flavor, or it could have used a little bit more intensity of the flavor on that. So I'm not sure that if I was using that in a different device. Although, see, this tank. It's good. It's really good. It's just that it's close. This combination is close to this juicy peach strawberry blend that I've been using all the time lately, and it's just not quite enough. It's a little different. It's got that apple in there. It's an excellent juice. It's just that it's very similar to something that is at the top of my list right now. The Redstone, additionally, just like, that's a perfect watermelon flavor for me. And I like that. I really like that. I like fruit vapes. Now this Thorad, the cinnamon sugar, it's not necessarily like over sweet. It was just more like kind of a, remember when you were making, if you've ever made cinnamon toast and you pour it on there, or you're actually making the cinnamon sugar, and there's that sensation, that aroma of the fresh cinnamon. That's what I would describe this to. Just a no-nonsense cinnamon, sweet sugar cinnamon, but The top note is the cinnamon. It's like pretty much a perfect blend. Again, with all of this, with the exception of the Skylark, I would say they really did a good job for the flavoring, this being Max VG juice. So hats off to the Mod Fuel company.
Let me take a look at my notes and see if I missed anything.
Again, premium juice available in 15 and 30 mils. Comes with the born on date and the batch number. Glass dripper bottle with a safety seal. 5 flavors. You can get a hold of them if you're interested. Take a look at their website, modfueleliquid.com. This is going to be widely distributed. There also is a Facebook page. I'm not sure what's going on with that. It was actually down when I went and took a look today. There are no tank crackers in this line whatsoever, so you're safe. It is Max VG juice, so again, this is leaning towards, drippers, which I didn't have any problem with it. I actually am looking forward to, now I kind of know that I was a little bit iffy, and certainly didn't have any issues today. So wanted to say thank you very much to the folks at Mod Fuel e-Liquid for giving the opportunity to me to represent your fine establishment, and I really did enjoy your juice. So you guys, thanks for joining me for this review today. Peace.
You got your Gainer and your Protec and your Limo too. The K-Fun's light, it's summons for you. Watch PG with your VG and your niggas to 3. You won't need lots of money cause the shipping is free. Let's vape.